fine, everyone. Le Mans is 8 hours away, and F1 qualifying in Canada not long after. Well, a few hours after. But right here, we got a race for you here in Miyagi, specifically in Sportsline SUGO in Murata. Although it is not the weather that you're looking for, we are hoping for a great race anyways. Welcome everyone to round 4 of HoloType Japan 2025 qualifiers. We're here for the SUGO 160-minute race coming right up for you. And first up, we got Split A. Taking a look into the circuit here, 3.7 kilometers, 12 corners in total. Looking at race distance, we are going to go for 54 laps of the entire circuit and a lap record of 1:13.587. Meanwhile, we are going to be taking a look as well at the Split A standings. After 3 rounds, we raced in Fuji, we raced in Altopolis, and then at Le Mans. And now we got a few names up top, up front. Alson Taro now leads the standings in Split A after winning at Le Mans in the Split C, which counted towards Japan Split A. Cal Gibbons doing a very decent job as well. He finished in second. I don't think he scored in the Le Mans race, but he's still in the hunt. And these are the 2 championship protagonists heading into the studio. And then we got Daniel Blogger for 2020 who won in the Split A race. 2 split winners in this race from the Le Mans race a few weeks ago. And then we got Wabakashi for Sonoma Kawatami, Ari Nakamura now for racing for Akai Hato, Lexi Bowen, Raja Kaczynski in 6 and 7. And what's that? We have been getting intel about a new driver coming into the ARO. Right. So while we cover about that later, we'll cover the rest of the field. Sami Ake for Shaka Fuki, Shaka Reza for Moses Odene, Skyke Mikolev in 11th place. And then going down to the rest of the field, we also have the likes of Rim Algor, Hoshizuna Rio, Osne Wizard, Raymond Gonzalez, Joshu Asahi. And then also we got Kamina Reba and Jeff Rohan and Jack Labradoris taking up the remaining spots on the Zaka positions. And of course, if we want to talk about some of the drivers here, we are going to talk about the first drivers. Drivers in the Zako. Right now, it's no longer Alex Grant. I just wanted to remind you because there has been news that there has been a replacement. It's Yukihara Toka, now racing for Yukihara Lamy. And that is also not the big news that we want to talk about. While Isekai Jimiko sits pretty comfortably in the studio right now, not exactly very comfortable, you'll be left this tight with Toka. We have also a new driver for the Himimori Luna number 31 after Misaki Sakura has given the approval to represent Keiji Oli this time. It's now Hanami Kiriko who will be racing for Himimori Luna. We'll cover Split B later as we are about to get ourselves ready into qualifying. So anyways, my name is Mama Reza in the commentary booth, and again I would like to apologize for the heavy delay. We have to delay this by 5 hours now. First due to sleep and the other due to unavoidable job commitments. Well, we are taking a look into what has got to be pretty crazy weather here in Sportsline SUGO, as we are about to get qualifying finally ready here for the HoloType drivers. Just wanted to check the names here, and I think everything is okay so far. We got the first cars out, and of course, looking into the track here, it is Alson Taro who is the first one out. Fresh off of his win in Le Mans, he is going to see if he can get a very solid result here in torrential weather. The drivers aren't really that slower as a result. Well, it is kind of spraying it down. The track isn't really that slippery from what I can check. But anyways, oh, we got car slipping and sliding, and that is Sami Ake, and then there's Yuki Haratoka in the lobby. I don't know what happened now. Right in the pass. Now in the Sicilian individual 34. So on one. Number 31 for Humori Luna. Let's see, helmet there. And a standing. So we are going to go for an on-board lap here in SUGO. Now comes the final corner. So hard for Bowen. Great exit off the final corner to start her flying lap into the main straight. 600 meters is the length. And now you have to brake this bit earlier into turns 1 and 2. Don't forget at the billboard. As you see here, Bowen is struggling for grip. Into turn 3, she keeps on understeering into the outside, now into the hairpin. The S corner 21.094 for the Aussie Sergio driver, and now coming into Rainbow corner. She still understeers a lot, tries to take corner normally, and having to really tip through the car so as to not lose the rear coming into the roller coaster straight. And into horseback. Going in SB in and out. Right now, he's looking to see if he can get a good time here. 101.562 for Bowen. His last one in aero competition since 2022. Automobilist no less. But let's see, Bowen is going to try to get a decent lap here. How will she fare? 117.952. For what is now a pole sitter. Bowen now in control so far. Garatoka in her first qualifying session trying to beat Isakaji Mikalev. Does pretty okay right now in 11th. He is behind Jeff Rohan, who just started his lap. Reba now in second place. May not be in the hunt for the World Suyo, but is in the hunt for the Japan Suyo. Rashio third, Nakamura in fourth, continuing her great run here. Someone's not going to be happy about that. Daniel Barger fifth, Kaczynski sixth, Cashew seventh, Labrador is eighth. Sakaji Mikalev now in fourth place. Crazy development here as we now get to see the tiebreaker go in favor of Nakamura, and we have someone improving, and that's Sami Ake. And Hanami Kiriko, that's a very great lap from her. 118, 123 for the new Himori Luna driver. And not before Mohamed Cashew beats her. But what a qualifying session we have right now. 20 cars have already finished their lap. Kamina Riba has now beaten Lexi Bowen's pole time. Callum Gibbons now goes up to 9th. But not before Lexi Bowen fights back. 117-273, the track's ramping up, the tires warm up a bit. Now Raj Kaczynski goes up into third place. Woo. Interesting developments here in this qualifying session here in Sportsland Sugo. Either who has been improving even more, and Jeff Rohan gets at toa number 10 in the third position. Ratio now 4. More improvements here. Moise on a real 118.607. You need to be in 117. Have a decent shot to get into the top 10. More improvements here. Ake in second, and Tannerod, the championship leader, is in 10th. He should need a top 5 if he wants to guarantee a spot in the Suyo series. And he kind of understeers a bit at turn 3. No problem right now. Wizard now in 7th place, trying to find a way back into the SUGO contentions after his non-showing in the Split C race at Le Mans. He's got 20 improvement time for the team this time, goes up into third. Nakamura 14-second Reza does not improve. Jeff Rohan, let's see where he stands. No improvements from him for now. Chapalapidores, no improvements either. Russia as well. Look at this competitive run so far. All 21 cars within 1.7 seconds off of each other. That just shows you how competitive the racing situation is right now, as we now get to see Mikolev now going up to 5th. Toga, meanwhile, stranded down in 17th. Now Toka is doing pretty okay right now in 14th. Joshua Sahi now goes up into 10th place since before Muhammad Kashido goes up into 10th. Gonzalez 14th, Barger 12th, Riba 4th. This battle for pole position is getting crazy here. Now it's a battle between Lexi Bowen and Callum Gibbons. This is a juicy thing right now. As a great sport car driver, Callum Gibbons is, has a lot of accolades in Australia as Arcane Online Racing. Racing in top splits, has one of the best of the best. And that's Roger Kaczynski. Whoa! Wow! I just realized though that he actually has set pole position time 1:17.239, and now he's out of the rest of the qualifying, but now he's able to put himself into pole position at 1:17.239. Sends Bowen to second, Gibbons third. Wow. Meanwhile, Hanami Kiriko trying to find some time for herself, goes up into 9th place. Meanwhile, Toka goes in one position behind Isagaji Mikolev, one row behind her. I'll tell you one thing, unless they both do not finish this race, the tiebreaker isn't going to be broken. Well, the tiebreaker is going to be broken regardless. It's just that who will have the better results. And right now we got Lexi Bowen continuing to improve. Will there be more time for these drivers? Will there be any time for these drivers to act upon their strategies? We are coming to the final minute of qualifying. Shakib Reza doesn't improve. Olgor sits down in 21st. This is going to be the only driver who is not going to take any further part in this qualifying session. Everyone else in their active flying class, but will their tires keep working? And speaking with Gibbons and Bowen only separated by about a second or two. This is going to get juicy. Gibbo coming into the SB corners. Altaro down in 17th. Oh, that's good against Gibbons out. Manages to get back on the track. No problems for him. Gibbons. Well, no further problems, but you see here Lexi Bowen is now going to be a bit unleashed there. We'll see if there's going to be any more improvements as Hanami Kiriko, as well as we say that, goes up into third. And you'd like to see a super great Mori Luna drivers, yet because the Luna car has yet to win in HoloType. Sakura wasn't able to win for Himori Luna, but will this actual heir apparent Hanami Kiriko be able to grab this win? Because right now she is on the charge. Of course, being handpicked by Wamasa and Reza, the previous Himori Luna driver, to bring silverware for the Lunites. And you see here Kiriko doesn't improve on that second sector. Rim Olgar sends up himself up to 11. Rio now up into 12. Kiriko's about to complete her lap. And there won't be any improvements from her. And Taro is only good enough for 16th place. We'll check here Joshua Sahi, Austin Wizard, and Mama Cashew. No improvements for them. We are looking into the remaining cars. We'll be crossing the line. There's RMR, Malia. There's Lexi Bowen. And now we are going to wait for the last car on the grid. And we are... Oh, and that's Lexi Bowen. They're actually improving on her time somewhat. Congratulations to Lexi Bowen for that amazing lap. As we're going to officially check on the qualifying session. It's a 1:17.072. Okay, of course this is in the wet, so we have to essentially give it a bit of slack. But anyways, we are going to run down the starting lineup here for this autopless 160-minute split A race. And here we go. We got Lexi Bowen on pole position for the first time in HoloType for Shirogane Noel. Nico Raji because he's second. For Yusuke Choko, hopefully he's able to make the start, or at least actually start this race. We've got Hanami Kiriko starting third for Luna, with 4th place given for Roboco. Kamina Riba starts 5th for Botan, with Sami Ake 6th for Fubuki. And then we got Yukihara Toka 7th in her debut as well for Yukihara Lobby. Kiriko starting third on her debut is also an amazing thing. Sakaji Mikalev 8th for Mikuchi. And then we got Toa, 9th place, driven by Jeff Rohan. 10th place, Chakalapa Doors for Natsuri Matsuri. Not the particular season that he's having so far, that he wants to have so far, but let's see if there are going to be any improvements. Rim, Old Gore 11th for Subaru, with 12th place, IMA with Pojizan Rio behind the wheel. 13th place, Wrestling Karashio with Austin Wizard lining up alongside, representing Laplace and Korone respectively. Mohamed Kashi starts 15th in the last points position for Watanabe. 16th place is Alson Tanara for Okayu. We'll see if he can make it 3 in a row from 16th. Yoshisahi 17th for Koyori. 18th place Daniel Bargain for Suisei. Lots of the top contenders outside of the top 15. Raymar Gonzalez 19th for Flair. 20th place is Momoshaki Reza for Momosa Zunene. And last place Airi Nakamura for Akai Hato. Alright. Out of the way, we are just going to adjust the cameras as we are going to focus on the cars that will be taking the start here. We got 21 cars lined up here in Sportsline SUGO for the start of the SUGO 160 minutes split A race. And we got a start on our hands here. Lexi Bowen on pole position. We got Raji Kaczynski second in pretty wet conditions here in Murata Miyagi. The SUGO 160 minutes gets underway right here, right now. Oh, it's a great start there from Lexi Bowen. You see also Kiriko having a very great start here in wet conditions. Tries to actually dance around Kaczynski. And what a dance that was from Kiriko to keep herself alongside. Drivers continuing to tiptoe their way here. Kiriko now tries to get herself into second place. It's already inside line for her. Kiriko now gets into second place. More battles here. That's Russing Karashio and Austin Wizard. Margaret and Tyrell trade places. It's now Lexi Bowen leading Kiriko in second. Kaczynski third. Gibbons fourth. Reva fifth. Ake sixth. Toka seventh. Make that 8th as Mikula takes second, 7th place. Labradoris 9th, and Jeff Rohan in car number 10 takes the top 10. Car slipping and sliding here, that's what you see here. Austin Wizard and Russell Caraccio going at it. Oh, you get to see some locking up here at horseback. Might want to pay attention to your braking, as the track isn't really as grippy as it was when it's dry, because it's wet right now. Lexi Bowen continues to pull away against Kiriko. The gap's now at 2 seconds. Kaczynski stays in third. Gibbons fourth. We're not having a great time here right now in pretty wet conditions here. See how wet it is. It's pretty close to there is another battle on our hands. Nothing has come of it. Lexi Bowen continues to pull away. Kiriko is going to be happy that she has second place in her debut, no less, in torrential conditions. I think believe it's something along the lines of being personally trained by previous Morning Luna driver monetized resident, who just so happens to be her brother. So this is not a case of nepotism, but it is a case of meritocracy. She is a Lunite and has received a good amount of training, and right now that training has been paying off. Kiriko is looking for her first win in ARO competition in her debut race, and at the same time grab this what will be Luna's first win in HoloType, and also end her winless streak that has started since September 2023. Also, this ride is blessed with a lot of things. But first, let's go about slot 179 from what I checked. Oh yeah. So this HoloType card is blessed not just with the Morning Luna as his name, but also Kiriko driving in a proper Lunite of sorts, and also considering Yamaha has drawn Morning Luna in colorized idol outfits, so it is technically fair game. Meanwhile, Kiriko is holding up the rest of the field here. Kaczynski, Gibbons, Riba, Ake now, and then Mikolev also chasing. Toka also forming a train behind her. Labradoris and Rohan chasing. Lap 3 has started, I just noticed, so we are going to take a look at the race field monitor. Everyone will be pitting as early as lap 12 and as late as lap 14-15, and some will be pitting as late as lap 42-43. Here are your pit stop takers right now. Lexi Bowen now has a fast lap so far, 1:17.732 for the Shirogane Noel driver. Continues to bang in fastest lap after fastest lap. I mean, Hanwe Kiriko is going to go pretty long as well. We'll see how much strategy is going to be the big strategy to be. But for now, we are just going to just pay attention to how this race develops. Getting a bit of communication though due to Sakura, Kiriko not budging in for second place, because he is going to be someone that has to fight as well. Here is in one of the cameras in the Luna number 31, and if you can see here, Kiriko continuing to race very well here, trying to defend against Kaczynski. She is losing touch to Bowen, and I feel like she needs that extra bit of oomph to get herself up there, but for now, she is doing an amazing job, currently in second place. But meanwhile, what about the other drivers here? As you can see here, Callum Gibbons tries to peel him down the inside of Kaczynski. He doesn't have a very great exit. Will he try to make a move down the inside? Oh yes, he does. Forces Kaczynski off, and that's Kaczynski sliding. Gibbons with the Intimidator move and a half to try to attack Kaczynski, and now it's going to be Callum Gibbons up to third place, but not before Kaczynski fights back. Kaczynski with an outside move at the hairpin. What a move that was from Gibbons, and now he loses the rear himself. Checks out with the rest of the field. Kiriko now has a bit of a buffer for her to use. Lexi Bowen still doing what is perhaps an amazing job so far. Continues to give a lot to her. Give a lot here, and now you can see Sami Ake! That's Sami Ake out of the race! And we saw the drivers going off there, and that's Sami Ake going off wide at SB out, beaching to the gravel, and that will be our first retirement in the SUGO 160 minutes Split A race. And what what a disappointment that was. Samiake replacing Zeke Wimberley since May. It had to be this way, but sometimes you just have to press on. And right now we have other cars racing. Samiake will now have to watch the remainder of this race in the sidelines. Continuing to take shape. It's going to be an interesting look here to see how the race continues to develop. Okay, so we have confirmation from Samiake. He locked up coming into SB out, careened into the outside, and in slippery conditions he got stuck, and therefore he's unable to continue. Samiake is dejected a bit, but he is still in a decent spot right now, as he is 9th coming to this race. However, he needs a good result here in Motegi if he wants to put himself into both the JP Suyo and into the World Suyo as well. I mean, what has been an amazing second place in Le Mans, but needs a lot more than just that. Anyways, we got more viewers tuning in. If you are viewing it from anywhere, you can wave in the chat just to see you, just for me to see you all in the live chat. But anyways, 6 laps complete. Hanami Kiriko now 7 seconds behind Lexi Bowen, who now controls this race on a canter. Lexi Bowen now continuing to keep her head down into the ground as Kiriko continues to point herself in the right direction. 118.3 was the last lap here. Now Kiriko responds in due kind. 117.8 for herself. Just wanted to check back on the strategy. Lexi Bowen is lighter on fuel than everyone else. So we have Jeff Rohan, who apparently has run out of fuel, but is continuing on as normal. Can't really tell why. My thermometer might be a bit broken, but we need to see if he makes a pit stop. Has to be very careful there on the braking there, as does everyone else. And also to be very careful on the curves. You put a bit of throttle there. I fear that you're going to lose your rear. And that's another car off! That's Yukihara Toka. I believe that is her understeering into that corner there, and is going to be a bit of an issue there, as it is literally Toka losing her, not having enough brakes here, losing the rear as she manages to capture the car back in her control. Let's go 117.926. Now is back in response. Kiriko meanwhile chasing Lexi Bowen, and now sets a 118.26, so this lap now belongs to Lexi Bowen. Gibbons losing touch to Kiriko. Kiriko meanwhile is absolutely doing very well though, and comparing that to her rival Airi Nakamura, who is in 20th. This is going to be an absolutely sweet retribution for her. Now a bit of a background story for all of you who are not familiar. And that is another bit of a bunching up there. Not sure what happened there. I think it's just drivers taking it a bit cautiously in the hairpin. But anyways, back into Kiriko's story. Both Nakamura and Kiriko are related by familial relations. By that I mean cousins, which also means Kiriko is, Nakamura is also Shazrin and Shakira's cousin. Here's a bit of a lore drop for you. Anywho, Nakamura has made Hanami Kiriko pissed off. Apologies for the language here, but safe to say that Nakamura has made Kiriko angry and caused her a bit of jealousy when Nakamura won twice in the Hall GT3 for Akai Hato this season. And after her win in Sepang, on which Nakamura did say that is a cool and exciting feeling, nothing more, nothing less. That essentially was the last straw for Kiriko's patience. And after a plea of sorts from her, from Kiriko, she has been given a nod to finally race in the competition, in ARO competition, that finally being the proper Hibimori and Luna driver that the Lunites have been looking for. Kiriko absolutely on the sides of Bowen. Oh, again, everyone just losing the rear, very keen on the throttle. They all need to essentially manage their rear tires, as that's going to be a point of contention for these drivers. Of attrition right now. Samiake now down in the dumps, retired, but we are seeing potential battles here. That's Iron Nakamura and Shaki Reza, cousins between the two, but that's anything to go by. Nakamura goes down the inside of Shaki Reza. Shaki Reza has been caught lacking by Nakamura. Nakamura is up to 19th. You want to count Gibbons in two pink cards, one color white, the other's color black, one wears the skirt and the other wears pants. We are looking at Kiriko's on board as we speak to see how much has Gibbons closed up on her. We are on board Kiriko right now, and Kiriko is still in control so far. Oh, and that's Kiriko going off wide! And will she be able to catch herself back up? No! A promising race now becomes a essentially mediocre one, as her mistake coming into SB up, but she manages to get her car back in control. Now sends herself from 2nd to 8th. Drama here in Sportsline SUGO in torrential conditions, as Kiriko has now went from 2nd to 8th. And now Count Gibbons is unleashed to find a way past Lexi Bowen. And the gap is pretty big though right now. Yep, Kiriko is not happy about the excursion, but then again, the race engineers have told her to calm down, and to remind her, and they are reminding her that this is her first race, so she cannot beat herself up a lot. So right now we are just going to pay attention to basically the continued development here in Sportsline SUGO. Just now Jeff Rohan though has last stop of the race, 1:17.038 for him. Meanwhile, Kiriko is going to try to bring herself back in the top 5 at least. Antara now goes up into 15th. It's a battle between Antara and Barger, both drivers who won in Le Mans. It's going to be Barger having the last point position so far. And as it stands right now, oh, we got drivers actually locking up into the hairpin once again. That's Mohamed Cashew, nearly sending him out of the race, and now under pressure from Barger. Ooh, we got some things to look out. Rohan, meanwhile, chasing Mikolev for 5th. And you can see here, everyone from Mikolev on back is essentially bunched up. And now, also just notice that Calvin Gibbons has made a mistake somewhere. We are just going to check just in case. And right now we are confirming to you that Gibbons has, of course, has a bit of a mistake here. And yes, that is where it is right now. Calvin Gibbons or misjudging his braking at the hairpin. Now we get to see him down in 3rd. Kaczynski is in 2nd. And Kamner Reba now down to 6. Looks like it's another mistake from somewhere from Reba. Oh, never mind. It's just order reshuffling. Kiriko now in 8th, trying to chase down Lapidorus and Kaminari Reba. And right now we are going to see if there's a racing line somewhere forming in the midst of the rain, and that's Walmart Cashew off, and that is him braking not braking enough into the corner, and that's his car into the gravel trap, and that will be our 2nd DNF of this race. Another unlucky situation here. Another race, another car being taken victim by the treacherousness of Sportsland SUGO. Meanwhile, we are checking here. Jeff Rohan now in 5th place, still trying to chase Isekaijin Mikolev. Meanwhile, we are just checking potential other battles to look into. Labradorus behind Kaminari Reba. Now Labradorus is losing touch to Reba. Kiriko, meanwhile, is chasing. So we are just going to go into Kiriko's on board. See what she sees. You can see will there be another mistake there from Kiriko. The answer is going to be no. Good exit off the final corner, but let's see where the car takes her. Okay, not close enough to Labradorus. Labradorus, meanwhile, doing a very good job, though, to avenge his disappointment from Le Mans. Rohan, meanwhile, also doing the same thing. So we got 19 cars remaining in this race after 15 laps of running. We are looking into some strategies, and the race field monitor is acting up at the moment. I'm not sure what is currently the case, because we are not seeing anyone making a pit stop just yet. $117,693 from Gibbons, $117,400 for Kaczynski. No one is catching up to Lexi Bowen up top here for Shirogane Noel. Doing a very great job there for the Shirogane Knights, being a knight herself. By that I mean part of the Noel fan base. She is doing an amazing job right now up top. And there's Nakamura and Asahi now trading places at the first four corners. Nakamura, will she be able to take the corner very well? And the answer is going to be yes. That's an amazing move there from Nakamura. And Teruran now up into 15. Barger in 14. Gibbons is up into third. As it stands, he will take the championship lead. Heading into Motegi. Final race of qualifiers. And as it stands right now, Gibbons is going to lock herself into the Suyo. Same goes for Lexi Bone as well. Kaziski, meanwhile, is doing what he needs to do to get himself into the Suyo as well. Mikalev, meanwhile, is winning this battle against Toka. And as it says, as they say, there can be only one. And right now, Mikalev under pressure from Jeff Rohan, who also is looking to essentially get himself away from the basically a race to forget in Le Mans. It's going to be an interesting look here. Rohan, as he continues to get his way up into a podium position of sorts. Rohan being very quiet. So Rohan, having been pretty quiet right now, is doing pretty well here in 5th place. Trying to catch Mikalev. Meanwhile, we got Wizard, or rather Barger and Parashio trading places. I am noticing no one making pit stop, and that's Chaco Labrador is out of the race after overcooking it at turn 4. Locked up the brakes in such torrential conditions. That's not going to do his qualification to the CO any favors. He is going to continue a very disappointing season for Natsuri Matsuri in HoloType. 4 races in, for no points scored, and as it stands, he will not make the CEO. That just means any more position for anyone who is currently 7th on back. Again, that just shows you how much how dangerous and treacherous these conditions are, and if you're not careful, and if you essentially slack off, you're going to essentially be turned into a victim. And you can see here, Eriko also trying to keep her rear end as grippy as possible in these corners. While Osnet Wizard has been overtaken by Daniel Barger, who's now up into 11th. Looks like, I'm not sure if the regional monitor is doing its job, because it looks like no one is making a pit stop as it stands. We are going to see if there's going to be any pit stop activity in any sense. Looking at how everyone is essentially tiptoeing around the circuit of at certain areas. Here's Jeff Rohan trying to chase Mikalev once again. Rohan, meanwhile, trying to absolutely get his way into Mikalev, but he's just too far back. So you really can't think of a move here. Meanwhile, Olgor against Toka. Going to Olgor is not close enough though against Toka for any move to be made. Rohan meanwhile chasing Mikolev. John Gibbons stays in third place. Doing a very decent job staying there. Nakamura meanwhile in 16th place. Still unsuccessful in finding something against Antara to get herself into 15th place. Yeah, I know some people are still waiting for Le Mans to start, the race. Well, at least we got some great prototype racing action here in Sports Night SUGO while everyone's still waiting. Calum Gibbons though, still trying to chase Wojciech Kaczynski, who is still trying to chase Lexi Bowen, who has had a very stellar race so far. Absolutely looking for her knighthood, and by that I mean a proper knighthood. She would like to be granted knighthood by Shogai Knoll herself, and right now she is doing a very good job though, in 16th place ahead of Kaczynski. Is going to be making a pit stop. Meanwhile, looking at Ripa, who is doing an okay-ish job this season, is looking for a top 5 finish to thrust himself into CO Series contention. The cutoff here right now is between around 148 points, tied between two drivers, between Mikolev and the current driver Toka. Alex Brandt being in the first 3 races. We're coming into the halfway stage of this race. Ripa still controlling the race as it is. In 6th place here, in control in 6th place. Race still showing no signs of abating here, as there continues to be a downpour. Oh, that's Mikolev actually losing a bit of ground here at the horseback corner, nearly losing her car. His car, sorry. Meanwhile, we are checking the rest of the cars here. Toka losing a bit of touch to Olgor. Olgor is catching up. Girko now stays 7th, now under pressure from pushes on the rear. Will there be a go from him? Will there be one down the inside? No is the answer. Make their way into here. Everyone just struggling to get the power down. I really don't want to put too much power in. And Petro has actually gone a bit down the slope as a result of the rain here. Speaking of which, Girko currently in 7th place. Trying to chase Ripa in 6th. Not in the middle of the top, she just wants to get herself a decent position. Rohan now being 5th, still doing a decent job right now. get ourselves back into. Hang on, excuse me. Trying to get ourselves back into on the on-track cam. Now back into the onboards there. But now we are essentially back into where we started. Continues to be a bit of a tussle between each other, as you can see here. Rohan now trying to defend this train of cars conforming, and yes, no one has made a pit stop, and this means that with the field here. That's Kamen River actually going a bit wider, trying to attack Rohan, but now he gets under pressure from Misaki Sakura, who now goes down the inside against Kamen River, who's going to be braking late enough into turn 1. Kiriko has now placed her car in a great position, actually spokes River and allows Hoshizora Ria to pounce back, and that's an amazing move there. So far, even though one car is currently dominating the scenes in the headlines here, and that's Lexi Bowen. Just needs to remain calm and collected, as we are noticing here. And that is actually, we got some news here. Callum Gibbons has now beat his car off the exit of SB out. That will be one of the championship contenders out of this race. And another victim of, essentially, Sportsline SUGO. So it's now essentially a straight race of attrition here, as we have another car out. Gibbons now not going to be happy about this outcome. Anyways, we are going to outline the scene heading into the JP Studio Series qualification in the next race for JP class cars at Motegi. They will be racing alongside Ian and ID. So it is a massive shock here, and now we get to see here Kiriko inside the top 5 now. Still not in the mood to talk, as she continues to barrel her way up top. And Tara, meanwhile, now up into 14th place amongst the top 3. Daniel Barger is actually the better one. He currently sits 10th. Cashews out of race. Nakamura just barely inside the points. Lexi Bowen is going to make it 426 if she can stay that way. Kiriko's now up into 4th place. You saw how that battle developed. It was Rohan going off wide. If you look at what happened into SB in and SB out, it was Jeff Rohan actually overcooking it at the corner and SB out, and now that allows Kiriko up into 4th place. She is going to help bring the Luna car into CO Series qualification. Past the halfway stage, Lexi Bowen still in complete control. Here's where Shaki Preza is in 17th. Lexi Bowen is about to approach the final corner. And, yeah. That's how the situation currently is. we are checking the gaps from everyone else here. As you see, he's just doing very well here in that choke code number 74. Stays where he needs to be. Alright, so far. Alright. A bit of a rear end stepping out for Kaczynski, who is over Rio in 6, trying to chase Rohan for 5th. Kiriko now free to roam and to chase Mikolev for 3rd place. Everyone's still losing their rear, no one making a pit stop, everyone I believe is laden with fuel. So the race fuel monitors are actually a bit poor at the moment. Doing an amazing job though, Kiriko, recovering her position from 8th to 4th after that excursion that she had. 29 laps complete, and it's still very much Lexi Bowen in control. Everyone just trying to err on the side of caution. Continues to pour down on the track here, and everyone now has to essentially navigate through these conditions here. By Rio, not doing a good enough job to make a left. Now inside 4th place, Kiriko is making her way into the top 3, but as Nakamura down in 15th, so it is a bragging rights for her currently at the moment. Nakamura and Kiriko only separated by essentially 50 points between the two, and as it stands, it will give Kiriko a bit of a advantage coming into the final race at Motegi as the sun is slowly setting here in SUGO. Kiriko continues to remain in control. Rohan in 5th, Rio in 6th, Olgor 9th. From his farther over in Polka. This train will be pretty relentless there. Meanwhile, Lexi Bowen. Oh, that is Jeff Rohan now out of the race. Another driver who went off at SB out. And that's going to be Ihana Mikiriko still in fourth. But we now get to see Rohan back in the race. That will put Atara up into 13th. Trying to see how this race goes here with about 20 laps to go. Doing very well to defend against Olgor, still going to lose out against Mikolev. It is going to be... Oh, and that's Hanami Kiriko now out of the race! That is her, essentially not having enough braking into one of the corners here, and that's her out of the race! And she will not score points! Irene Nakamura has the last lap! An absolute disaster of a race for the debutante as she now exits Sportsline Sugo wet and disappointed. Wazinski now out of the race as well. He's stalled it at turn 1. More drama in Sportsline Sugo. Oh, that's Toka out. Nakamura out. Being entangled as well. That's contact between Jeff Rohan, and that's going to send both of them out. And by the skin of her teeth, Nakamura will score a point. And now we have more drivers out of the race. Kaczynski will be guaranteed with 14th. Nakamura guaranteed with 15th place. Holy smokes. 13 cars remain here as we come across the second half of the Sugo race. Really trying to keep our composers at it. So you do need to keep your composure in this very wet circuit. Of course, the condition is pretty much wet at the moment, and the realm of control is just very small here, and you gotta need to be there consistently if you don't want to make mistakes and be out of the race. And now currently third place is Hoizona Rio. Mikolev now in second. Bowen slowly catching up to Mohammad Shakib Reza after taking into account all of these incidents. And So we got two rookies in this race out. Both of them will not score points. Meanwhile, the rest are going to have to continue on as usual. That's Osner Wizard. It's Akaji Mikolev this time is out. The race taking yet another victim as Mikolev now overshoots turn 4, the hairpin, and that will put Kaminai Reba in the podium positions. Rio is now up into second. Wildcards remain as we come across the final stages. It's all about Survivor from here. Oh man, if you missed out, then you essentially have lost out on major developments that have been happening in this SUGO 160-minute race. That has been very interesting developments here. Not if you are Kiriko, who will be going home temporarily with retirement in mind, and just wanted to check on the updates here, and it's still pretty much thing here. Speaking of which, just wanted to a bit of a break here, but now we are back onto the racing scene here. Who's on Rio now behind Lexi Bowen by 53 seconds. Reba in third, and the rest of the contenders doing an amazing job to keep themselves in this race. Raymond Rosales started in 19th, now up into 8th. Daniel Blogger started 18th, now up into 6th. Talk about a champion's drive here. Everyone who is still in this race is still on the late lap. Shaka Reza almost going to get lapped by Lexi Bowen. Mind you, right now it is around 38 laps complete. Struggling to get past and lap traffic. Has to back off there. He knows he has a 50-second gap over Leo. One biscuit. 5 be a bit of a bug in the system, making it some regardless. Are going to have the results stand. Running in 11th place. Rio in that second place spot. Riva Holford chasing, Wizard chasing, Parker chasing. Crusher alone, Midway's catching up. Raymond Caldo's on having a lone race here. That's Jeff Rohan making yet another mistake, and he will be the first car a lap down. As he now gets himself back into on track. And it's another lockup there from Rohan, but manages to move less time than when he did it in SB out. Just shows you how much people are struggling for control. Lap 42, and it's still not really anyone's game when it comes to the win, but when it comes to second, Rio is still pretty much within a shot of getting a very good result. Rohan, meanwhile, continues to stay where he is in 12th, continues to lock up, continues to progress. And with damage on the left side as well, that's not going to really help his cause here as he currently continues his way around the circuit. While chasing Rio for second. Stopping the car in crucial moments here to stop Riva's progress here. As Rio is looking for his first podium for the IMA in HoloType. Same goes for Kaminari Riva, who also have a podium finish elude him so far. And as it stands right now, Riva staying in third is going to be absolutely amazing. A turnaround for the SSRB. While Horizontal Rio is going to lock himself, almost essentially, into the studio. Lexi Bowen will be set to lock her position in the studio. Alright, we are now coming into 10 laps to go. Kaminari Riva has now caught on to the gaps here. Lexi Bowen has now been unleashed. Shaka Breza is still ahead of Lexi Bowen, but only just. Anyways, we are now coming into the final 10 laps of the SUGO 160-minute Split A race. Lexi Bowen has been in complete control since the start. Is going to be looking to get the triple, the pole position, pole position, let every single lap and race win. Not a Grand Slam just yet. Lexi Bowen just continues to remain consistent throughout the entire race. About a workaround. Lap 45, it's still Bowen in control, even though the car is slipping and sliding. And that's Daniel Barger. Daniel Barger's out of the race. It looks like he also overcooked it at the one of the corners here, especially at, I believe, before Rainbow. And that's going to be Barger out. Barger is going to be credited with the 12th place finish. The point standings continue to take shape slowly but surely. Rohan now up into 11th. What? You can see the amount of retirements since the second half of this race. We've lost Nakamura, Toka, Kiriko, Kaczynski, Mikolev, now Barger. I feel like the conditions have now been very treacherous. Then it comes with the fact that these tires have not been changed since the start of the race, and now it essentially pretty much slicks. This just aggravates the mistake factor for these drivers, assuming they're kept the same amount of attentiveness and pace. Rio 56 seconds behind Lexi Bowen. Lexi Bowen is currently in the hairpin here. Rio in the back straight coming into horseback. Palacio now looking for something against Osnet Wizard. Almost coming into like 80 minutes of racing here, kind of. We are still taking a look here as the drivers continue to navigate such torrential weather. So we've already lost 10 cars right now. If one more retired, then we'll have more retirements than race finishers. Then again, we are racing in pretty wet conditions here in SUGO. It is essentially pouring it down here in this hillside circuit in Murata, Miyagi. Meanwhile, Ripa still finding a way past Rio. Charging. And that's a decent exit if I see one. But needs a bit more to get past Rio, who also have been showing great defensive masterclass. And now Rebo. Charging towards Rio, not faster though. River's doing great, just going to continue with the progress that he's made so far. Let's see, going 118.871 despite having pretty short tires. 7 laps to go here in the SUGO 160-minute Split A race, the first of 2 races in the Sportsline SUGO. This will essentially count towards only the Japan Series Split A standings. So very good. Right now we have another retirement. That's Osnet Wizard, and as you can see here, he went in the track, and this is a bit of a different incident here. Here's what happened to Osnet. Oh dear, So it's not just him falling off the track, because this is what happened. This is what happened to Ozne Wizard. At least he will retire with points to his name. You can see he locked up his right front, tried to get back onto the track, but very dangerously gets collected by Shakif, rather Raymark Rosales. Now having lots of damage at the front, almost couldn't see what is on the windshield here. Here's Raymark Rosales on board. Oh, takes the racing line, gets absolutely gets caught out. And now we get to see Kamen Riba against Rim Olgor. Rohan is now out of the race. So Ozne Wizard will be listed as 10th. And then we also have Jeff Rohan, who is out of the race. Just want to remind you that Hanami Kiriko is out in 17th place. Of course, she's not happy about it. Anyways, we are just going to proceed with the remaining drivers. We are now have officially more retirements than finishers. Bowen now leads by 56 seconds. Shakareza now, the driver behind him is Lexi Bowen. It's all about executing the right moves and not making any silly mistakes. In this running, Raymond Rosales is also almost making a serious mistake. Shaka Reza, meanwhile, is driving with a pretty okay windshield at the moment. Raymond Rosales, meanwhile, is driving with a pretty damaged front end, trying to defend against Alson Tanarau, who will be sure to take this championship lead, assuming he stays in 7th. And looking into the projections, he will remain in the championship lead, and not just that, he will punch himself a ticket to the Suyo one round earlier, and that's actually Remo Rosales peeling onto the side of the track. That will be even better stuff for Antanaro, as he will gain more points. Remo Rosales has thought that there's too much damage at the front, and he will be consigned to retire with only a few laps to go. Gonzalez with 44 points for this race. Now that just leaves us with 8 cars. Shaka Breza is still not giving Lexi Bowen any favors here. Will Lexi Bowen be in a position to be slightly patient, go force a move against Shakib? But her gap is 56 seconds, and this is her best chance to win an ARO race for the first time in 3 years. Last time she won a race, it was in Autopolis, or rather in Tokachi in Hala GT3. That was back in 2022 in August. Now she's gonna try to bring home Shirogane Knowles' first win in HoloType, and Knowles' first win since Michael Turner won the Okayama, finale Grand Prix at Okayama back in 2023. 4 laps to go, and right now we will now take a look into Bowen here, who has been pretty good so far. Just continues to play a major part here. As we now get to see Antaro in 6, Rio now behind Bowen by 50. 5 seconds. I think there's a bit of a kerfuffle there between some of the drivers. We are now into the final 3 laps of this race. Lexi Bowen has done an amazing job to not only lead every single lap, but to lead it in dominant style where others faltered by going off track, stalling their cars, or being stuck in the gravel, or being involved into incidents themselves. They all, Bowen remains resolute in her run in what has been a very solid race so far. Right now she is ready to cap off what has been an amazing race for her. She is absolutely making her efforts known to remain up front and to have that drive to bring the best of herself for Shirogane Noel. Anyways, we are now coming into the final lap of this race. Lexi Bowen has done an amazing job so far. It's been 3 years since she won at the north, 3 years since she won at the south. Hasn't won in the mid-regions just yet, but she is going to add another northern win to her credit. And she now starts her final lap of this race in the lead in the SUGO 160-minute Split A race. Doing very well to just maintain her gap and to also maintain a 55-second gap at that. This is just still just amazing job in any sense of the matter here. And now coming into the final set of corners here, Lexi Bowen is gonna go for a walk with Shirogane Noel after this race, talking about this amazing race here. Of course, this is in reference to Noe Sampo. At least that's what I do remember back. But anyways, Lexi Bowen is about to end her 3-year barren run. Of course, in 2023 and 2024, she wasn't even in the ARO. But only a few months since her return, Lexi Bowen is about to bring the Shirogane name back up on top. Lexi Bowen wins the SUGO 160-minute Split A race. Still have the rest of the field to go, and it looks to me that Hoshizono Rio will bring home a solid second place for Nakari Ayame, and then Kaminari Riba will stay in third. 4th place Rim Olgor for Ozora Subaru. Russell Karasho holding off short from others in 5th place for Lapless Darkness. Alton Taro will be set to take this championship lead on a canter with a 6th place finish here in SUGO. Joshua Sahi 7th for Joshu Hakui Koiri, and more so than Shaki Freza is going to be the one who salvages 8th. And it's about to be officially concluded. Rio 2nd, Riba 3rd, Olgor 4th, Kurashio 5th, and Tanarao 6th. Asahi 7th, Shaki Freza 8th. We will check onto the cars later on and investigate how these drivers essentially make their way without making any single pit stop. We will check on that as the race will conclude. Shakir Reza will cross the line. We will go into a bit of an intermission here to officially log in the results. And here we go. Congratulations to Lexi Bowen for her win for Shirogane Noel. The Shirogane Noel's first win with Lexi Bowen in 3 years. Talk about an amazing run. But anywho, we are going to talk about Hoshizuna Ryo's second place for Ayame, third place Kamen Riba for Shishiro Botan, Rim Olgor for Ozora Subaru, and then fifth place, of course, Rusting Karashio for Lapless Darkness, as we get to see here. And I've got Atsun Taro for Nekomata Kayu, and based on my calculations, yes, Atsun Taro is now leading the championship on a massive gap here. And as it stands right now, yes, he is essentially guaranteed for the CEO. We also have two drivers who have essentially guaranteed themselves the CEO, but we'll check into championship standings after that. So Joshua Sahi 7 for Koyori, Shakir Reza 8 for Nenechi, Remo Rosales 9 for Flair, and Ozen Wizard 10 for Unigami Korani. Remo Rosales and Ozen Wizard being the first cars out of race. Jeff Rohan 11 for Towa, 12th place. Daniel Barker for Suisse, 13th place. Isekai Jimikala for Sakura Miko. Raji Kazuski 14 for Choco, and Kiriko 15th. Okay, I think it's valid. Kiriko covered more laps and covered 32 laps faster than Toka and Nakamura. So we are just going to adjust the results. So Kiriko will have a solitary point based on results. Raijin Kaczynski will have, so essentially, let me see, Rohan, Barger, Mikolev, Kaczynski, and Kiriko. So Kiriko does have the last lap after all against Nakamura. Toga will be the first one of the drivers out of the points. And then we also have Nairi Nakamura 17th as after they log into results. So it's based on when they cross the line, not at the point of where they finish. Not at the point of this one, at the point of where they crash. Gibbons 18 for Roboco, Labradorus 19 for Matsuri, 20th is Cashew for Watame, and last place Sami Ake 21st for Shirakami Fubuki. So we are just going to we will get a bit of an intermission here, as we are just going to save some of the images just in case. So it has been a very torrential race in Sportsland SUGO, and it has caught and lots of cars were caught as victims of what has been a very outrageous race. And the championship standings have gone pretty interesting as it stands. We are just going to take a look into what it looks like so far. So anyway, so we are going to take a look into the standings and see how it looks in the standings here. Alton Taro and Lexi Bowen are now being given a ticket to the Suyo Series. With 494, 398 points, given how the last driver in the CEO is actually in 11th place with 190 points. This essentially guarantees Antaro and Bowen's spot in the Japan Suyo Series. Gibbons in second, Gibbons in third, Ryo 4, Barger 5th, Olgor 6, Crasher 7, 8, goes to Cashew, Nakamura 9th, and Sakib Reza inside 10th. Raiji Kaczynski is in the final Suyo Series spot with Hanek Mikiriko, the first driver outside of it. Sami Ake 13, Reba 14, Mikala 15, Toka 16, Wizard 17, 18th place, Josasahi, Reba Rosales 19th, 20th place is Jeff Rohan, and Czech Labradors in 21st. For the drivers, the last three drivers in the standings, in order for them to qualify for the CEO, it is going to require some results to go in their way in Motegi, and also their opponents falling by the wayside if they want to bring home what has been a very shocking comeback of sorts. But anyways, that should be all for today's stream. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, and apologies for the delay. We hope everyone here is going to be tuning into not just Le Mans and the F1 Canadian Grand Prix qualifying, but also split B of the SUGO 160 minutes for tomorrow coming up. We'll try to stream at 10 a.m. GST for that. Anyways, I'm Mama Reza in the commentary booth, and you've been watching the Split A race. We'll see you in Split B. Take care, everyone, and we hope you all remain dry as you head home.